What's happening, people? Welcome to this episode of Everything 9000.
Yoo-hoo.
What was that?
Yoo-hoo. It's my intro.
I feel like we need to work on our intros because every time there's a weird noise coming out of one of you guys.
What are we talking about today, man?
We are going to talk about petrol wankers.
Petrol wankers. I mean, you drive as well.
Yeah, no, I drive.
You know what?
But I wasn't a petrol wanker. I didn't go around hunting, looking for, I need to get my fuel. There's a shortage. There's not a shortage of fuel. There's a shortage of lorry drivers.
Yeah.
Right? No, but there is a shortage of fuel because not enough fuel is reaching the stations.
But if you're actually thinking about the resource, there is fuel. Normally when there's a craze going around like this, the fuel prices are going to go up, or there's a shortage, but there's not a shortage. There's enough fuel.
No, there's enough fuel in the world right now for us to fill our cars. I say our cars because I don't have a fucking car.
You don't have a license. Sorry, didn't your provisional expire? The one that lasts for 10 years.
Listen, man, look, I'm an environmentalist. I'm all about the...
Not by choice.
The transport that I use doesn't need fuel, man. My bike all the way. But as I was regardless, the point I was trying to make is the point isn't the world's running out of petrol. The point is the UK is running out of petrol because not enough petrol and fuel is getting to the petrol stations.
Yeah, so there's been a shortage of HGV drivers, the lorry drivers that bring fuel into the UK. Mm-hmm. I mean, partly, if not mostly, that's due to Brexit.
Oh no, the B word.
We saw something similar to this at the start of COVID too. I think people are panic buying stuff right now.
Yeah.
So you said petrol wankers, but
it's gonna be probably worse at Christmas.
It was a toilet roll, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was toilet roll. All those household accessories. Yeah. But you know what?
Did you stock up on toilet roll?
Nah,
100%.
I've never been.
You're that one.
I'm not gonna lie. I did.
No, I'm Indian. We don't use toilet roll.
I haven't even put petrol in my car since this whole thing's happening. But I mean, I need to put petrol in today.
But you've been stressed about it.
Yeah, I'm stressed right now.
Yeah, he was. He was thinking about getting the train down today, weren't you?
So on Saturday, right? No, on Friday I was going home, and literally, there's that petrol station on the left-hand side, just where I'm driving home, and I just saw it packed, right? Yeah, absolutely packed. And I didn't make anything of it then. I just thought, I don't know, must be something going on. I don't know, like a sale in the shop. I don't know. But then the next morning I was going to the United game, and then I was driving and I drove past 2 petrol stations, and obviously the news had kind of broke out by then, so I'd heard a bit more about it, but petrol stations were absolutely mad. I'll put a clip up here of just me driving past. This is a normal petrol station, and there's about 3 rows of queues already in there.
Yeah,
line queuing up all the way down the road.
I mean, these queues go onto the road and make traffic in general, even if you're not trying to put petrol in the car.
Mm-hmm. You're stopped.
Yeah, even when I was driving here today, there was so much traffic in a particular area. Just because people were lining up for a queue, and I just didn't get it.
Exactly.
I noticed on Friday as well, actually, first, because we were driving, mate of mine and me, to get a pizza. and then, we drove past the one in West Brom. There was queues literally going around all the way to Dual Count Ridgeway because of the petrol station and stuff. It's mad.
So yesterday, I popped out too. Yesterday was Sunday, obviously. I popped out. The roads were dead silent.
Oh, yeah.
But when it came to a petrol station, it was even more rammed. It was weird because I needed petrol, but I was like, I'm going to brave it until tomorrow morning. So this morning I came to work. I pulled into the petrol station. There was no queue. Right? I don't know if there was a queue or not. I don't think there was a queue. Hopefully people weren't just swearing at me, just queue jumping. But there wasn't a queue. I drove in. There was diesel ready, and apparently diesel's the one that's just finished everywhere.
Right.
I filled up like normal and went.
Wasn't there a limit? £30 limit?
No problems at all.
No. There was a £30 limit in London.
Yeah, no, it was here.
Really?
No, my sister had to go wait. She waited an hour to fuel up, and it was only £30.
So let's get to the root of the problem. Why do you think this is happening? Do you think the Brexit has impact on this?
100%.
I think when it comes to Brexit, there's only one person to come.
100% is Brexit, because look, a lot of these. One of the biggest impacts of Brexit is basically one of the biggest thing they wanted was to stop free movement, right, of people coming in and working here, right? And a lot of these people that came here worked were unskilled migrant workers, they were labourers and stuff, so drivers, and I don't know if nurses count as unskilled workers. I think they do, actually.
You need a qualification to be a nurse in this country.
No, but as in it's not like a specialist. I think I might be wrong, but like it could be like a skilled worker.
I get what you mean.
But basically, like nursing, for example, like if you look at the Home Office, like occupation list of specialist people that the Home Office would consider admitting to the UK, nursing, like doctors are one, but not nurses, right? So majority of the nurses that not majority, but a large chunk of the nurses that we have are European or like, East Asian and stuff. Right, it's made up a lot of migrant workers, like, and even like non-skilled jobs like driving, like lorry driving, people who deliver not just petrol but food to our supermarkets and stuff that comes. They're all people like migrant workers, the unskilled migrant workers. And with Brexit, what we've had is the stop of those people, right? Because apparently, this is what we needed to stop.
Because this is what we wanted.
Because apparently,
they're taking all our jobs.
They're taking our jobs, and apparently this is the jobs that British people should be getting and doing, right? But, where are they now, man? Right, have you guys seen those memes where they say like, first they were shouting like, these foreigners are taking jobs. Now they're shouting, why aren't these foreigners doing their fucking job? There's not enough drivers. And now because of this crisis, in fact, and this is one of like the amount of U-turns this government's had. They're about to do another U-turn. The proposal is basically that they will grant short-term visas.
So I heard about that today. Isn't that the solution to give
How is that the fucking, like, it's like, oh, you know what, it's so British. It's such a typical response to this government is like, they kick them out. Firstly, with the nurses, they were kicking them out, but then the pandemic happened. They were like, okay, shit, we're short on nurses, we need doctors, we need nurses. Okay, you know what, we'll extend your stay, you can stay. Soon as that's done, okay, off you go. Right, and again now they've stemmed kind of like they stopped people working first, saying like, okay, only British people now, we're taking control of our borders and stuff, right? Okay, yeah, we're cancelling free movement. That's the biggest thing, by the way, of this Brexit is that the cancellation of free movement, right? You don't realise the true value of it until now that we're actually facing shortages, not of just fuel, but come
food
Christmas
as well.
Come Christmas, we'll have a shortage of food on
there's normally a shortage on chickens and turkeys. There'll be more.
There was a huge thing about like Nando's not having enough chicken, or even
Nando's
Tesco
don't have chicken recently. McDonald's don't have milkshakes.
Seriously, like, and it's a bit of a separate topic, but I think it relates into everything we've been talking about. But the Nando's in my area has been closed like every other day. It's a shut.
Yeah, because they haven't got enough stock. They haven't got enough chicken.
And it's crazy. I've never seen anything like that before. And like, yeah,
you don't realize the things that we had as part of the EU. Simply, we didn't even like, when Boris Johnson fucking went around on that big red bus saying, we'll give 350 million euros to the to the NHS instead of sending it to Europe. Now they didn't tell us about this, though, did they? That Nando's would shut down. You'd have no fucking fuel. All of that stuff. That you'd have no food.
I wish the voters knew this. You know the question was asked 2016 in referendum.
Yeah.
Do you want Brexit or not? But you'll lose out on Nando's. You'll lose out on McDonald's milkshake.
Jokes aside, that free trade.
Those people would have voted differently?
100%.
I think so, yeah,
100%. If they knew, if they knew that there was, I think the toilet roll shortage, it wasn't a toilet shortage, it was just basically, the panic behind that was not because there won't be enough toilet rolls.
Is that you'll be stuck in home, you need supplies.
Yeah, you need supplies, and I don't know why toilet roll happened to be at the top of that, all you need is just a bucket of water.
The Brexit vote that happened, the referendum vote, obviously, it was largely determined by, you'd like to say, lower class to middle class people that truly probably didn't engage in the politics and the actual, they were convinced by, the cheap headlines.
Okay, look.
We're giving 350 million to Europe each year.
Yeah.
Why are we doing that?
Yeah.
Oh, the Polish people, they're taking all our jobs. Why are we not? These sort of headlines.
The problem is, the whole Brexit problem was that literally, and I can sympathize with some of these people who voted Brexit, right? Yeah, to a certain extent, right? Okay, yeah, a lot of these people, mind you, right? Yeah, we live in Birmingham, right? Okay, yeah, Birmingham's kind of okay in terms of economically and stuff. How people get on. Like, it's not the worst place in the country, for example. But when you go to these smaller towns, right? Yeah, you realize the economic situation of that town is actually quite dire. And I'll give you an example of a town that I used to live in. It was a small town in Yorkshire, right? Yeah. Goole, right? Yeah. And for example, this is going back 2007, 2008.
Wait, sorry?
Why? You know what? I swear to God, every time I mention the word ghoul, everybody starts laughing. I don't know what's in it.
It's like, you know what? Every time I even see it, you just happen to mention it, bruv.
This is the second time you've mentioned it on a podcast.
No. Okay, look, I'm being serious, right? Yeah, that town, it's a small town, in especially in North as well. That's another thing, right? Yeah, Northerners feel like kind of separate from Southern, like people in London, Birmingham, all of these places in the South, especially London, right? They feel like London is a place of its own. They feel like that's the elitist kind of area of Britain, right? So Goole has actually, it's a small town anyway, but a lot of the people there are like not skilled workers, and it kind of saw like a big rise in like Eastern Europeans coming in and like working. For example, there was a lot of like, when I started living there in 2007 up until like 2010, there was like
Wait, oh sorry.
no, this is serious, man. This is the actual, I was just getting into.
I just looked at you and
in the corner of my eye I could see him laughing.
Okay, can I?
This is so unprofessional. You know what? Let's get back into this.
Okay, so as I said, there was not sharp, but there was a big rise of Eastern European people coming in and working. And I think the attitude of the people in Goole, like small towns like that, changed. And that's happened throughout various places in the country where they've seen other people come in, do the jobs that they didn't want to do, like farming, like factory work and all that
agricultural jobs and stuff.
Agricultural jobs.
Yeah.
And a lot of these places in the high street as well, you see a lot of shops shut down, right?
I'm not even laughing now. I'm not gonna lie. I thought Amrit was onto a good point, but
right. So for a lot of these people who voted Brexit, that was their reality, and I think a lot of people fail to see past their own realities. Oh my God.
I agree. But you know one thing I was gonna say, right? I think you know the place you're from. Say it again.
Go.
Like, you know what? Like, I was about to say something kind of like the opposite to what Amrit was saying, but you know, like, so it was a small village, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you lived in a small village that was lucky enough to see migrant workers from Europe come. I think there are a lot of small villages where they didn't get to see that diversity from
but you know, you have to realize in these small places and stuff, they're not used to seeing diversity. So
yeah,
for them, it's like,
it's like a big shock.
It's a big shock, and it's an attack on them. They think, okay, these people have come in and they see those people working, and they think,
is that how the people over there were?
I believe
obviously you can't
so.
speak for them, but
no, I think so, and I think that's been the general attitude. Is like people have failed to see beyond their own realities. The reality that they see is the fact that is they don't have much money, right? Yeah. And they see a lot of other people come in, do a lot of jobs and stuff as well, and they think, okay, well, that person's taking money out of my pocket.
Yeah.
And if you've then got the government telling them that, right? Yeah, if you've got the government showing them hordes and hordes of like people coming into the country saying we need to take back control of our borders and stuff, right? Yeah, obviously those people are going to fall for that. And I think that's where it kind of stemmed from, right? So people have kind of fallen into, as you said, you know, like...
So I mean, that whole wave of nationalism and pride and, you know, let's control our borders, take back our jobs, that's the sort of wave that...
It took the whole world, like even America, right? Yeah, like it started with America. You know, when like Trump became president, when he won the election... Like that's when you knew the fucking tide had turned.
Yeah, you know what?
And soon after that, it was Brexit vote, right? And you know what? People were thinking, well, it'll be an easy remain. It'll be an easy remain. But you know, when that actually, I remember waking up in the morning.
I wasn't expecting leave, and I think a lot of
I wasn't
probably
either.
Upper middle class and upper class weren't really expecting.
Not even so much upper class. I think it's a lot of the middle class and people that were like perhaps more in the bigger cities like London, Birmingham, right? And especially young people. There was like, I think, was it the age group between 18 and 35 or was it 40 that voted, like 70% voted in Remain? Like it was only like over, I think, 45s that were majority leave. For example, there was a huge disparity between like, you know, the age groups and stuff. And remember, the vote was literally 48-52, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't.
It was literally down the middle.
I think what's key to mention here is like, obviously, it's hard to actually run the statistics on this, but the amount of people, if you voted to leave or to stay, how many of those votes were actually like calculated votes? I feel like what you were talking about was like the people who haven't really thought everything through, or haven't really seen the bigger pictures. For example, do they know that by voting to leave we'll have so and so?
To be honest, it would have been
such implications.
Yeah, to be honest, it would have been like hard to pin down exactly what would happen if we voted leave because nobody knew. Right?
Yeah,
we knew what would happen if we didn't vote to leave. It, you know, the kind of like status quo would carry on, like we would carry on as it was.
But these impacts, like Nando's don't have chicken. You couldn't have foreseen that.
No, you couldn't have foreseen these because plus at that time the government was saying, look, we'll leave Europe, but we'll leave with a deal.
Yeah.
Right. And then they were so confident with leaving with a deal. Say we'll do trade deals with America. The door on that is shut. We'll do trade deals with India. The door on that is shut. We'll do trade deals with China. The door on that is shut as well, right? And the government just literally said, we'll do all these great things. It'll be so good. And they played into the whole nationalism thing, as in like, you know what, we'll be alone, and like this will be our chance to fall and get back up as a country and stuff, and all of that. It's bollocks.
When did Brexit actually take full effect? Was it January of this year?
Well, I don't know, but in terms of like the freedom of movement, right? Okay, yeah. So that ended basically last December, as in like the end of December, the first of January.
I think the full, there was a transitional year period.
Yeah,
since then that ended on the 1st of January.
Yeah, and then any European that was remaining here, for example, by that time had to then get their applications in like for pre-settle status or settle status by the 1st of June, earlier this year. So basically like
the first time I heard of there not being milkshakes in McDonald's, etc., was probably about a couple of months ago. So 6 months after the
Brexit,
barriers closed. So let's see how this plays out in the next year. I think it's going to get worse.
I think not even the next year. Probably like let's see how it plays out in the next couple of months, because Christmas time is always
straightness of it. You think?
Oh, 100%. There's talk of even like bringing out the army to actually deliver, like drive those trucks and get the fuel over to the pumps.
There is, that was the solution that was spoken about.
And again, the fact that we're having to come to this again, tells you the state of our politicians for one.
How long do you think it will be before like the petrol pumps come back to normal?
There's no knowing that. I mean,
few days.
Well, the visas are meant to take effect, aren't they? Like this week. So
I don't know. I literally have no. Are they actually even going ahead with the visas thing?
Yeah, I think they are. I don't think it's going to be a massive one. I expect this to blow over in like a week.
I was expecting a few days.
But like, you know what? It's petrol now. It's chicken before. The time before that, there was something else.
What's next?
Is what's next?
I was just about to say before we wrap up. Well, what do you think is going to be next?
Literally, I think it'll be like Christmas, and like there'll be a shortage of like food, because people go crazy over Christmas. Probably turkeys, or even like any normal food and stuff. Like maybe we won't have any fucking sprouts on the shelves and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've pretty much covered it all. Just to finish this episode, I'm going to upload.
Oh, by the way, can I just add before we do finish, right? And I just want to add it into you guys, because you drive cars, so I don't drive, as you guys know. So I ran back yesterday, and a couple of days ago, I did a 10K, and I fucking went round. I went past 7 petrol stations. 5 of them were shut, right? People were walking in and like driving in and driving back out. One of them had huge queues, and the other one had like quite a big queue as well. And I went round fucking shouting sovereignty and trolling those places, man.
You're so cool, man.
And then somebody called out, somebody shouted twat at me.
I was actually going to say, before you cut me off rudely, that to close this episode off, we're going to upload the story that Amrit posted to his Instagram. He doesn't know that I screen recorded it.
Oh, yeah.
But, he's quite proud of it, obviously, because he just mentioned it again now. So here you go, make of it what you will. But this is this guy, right? See you later, everyone.
Jeho Brexit. Go on, Brexit. Go on, the sovereignty. Get out your cars, lads, and start running. That's what you're gonna do, you fucking Brexit voters. Oi, there's a fuel tanker. Somebody grab them. Somebody grab that fucking fuel tanker. Lights up, buddy. And here we have somebody, a hopeful of finding petrol, but Jara has to come straight out. And I think he's nice enough to let me go. Oh, he is nice enough to let me go. Thank you, mate.